Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's episode, I'll give you an update review on our previous analysis on all the trade that I call live here on this YouTube channel and how the trade are playing out on the US oil, the Bitcoin, and the New Zealand dollars. So for the US oil, guys, everything played out as we discussed in our previous analysis last week. I was telling you guys, if this US oil is still trading below this daily trend line, that this trend is still going to continue towards the downside. All right, but I don't know if you guys were able to catch that move. All right, this US oil move, my entry was inside of here. All right, so we aim to take out first profit target. I think somewhere here. First profit target is somewhere here. Currently, my first profit target has been triggered. I have moved my stops to break even, right, while we aim for second take profit at this level of $55 to $50. All right, while our overall target is at this level of $40 to. But let's go to monthly time frame, guys. The direction of the trend, right? So now on this monthly time frame, you can clearly see the next level that this trade, the next institutional level that this trade is looking at is this level of 36 to $40. All right, because previously from previous price action, you can see this massive bull run towards the upside at this institutional level, at this institutional support level. All right, you can see this massive bullish move. Then the market makes a correction from this institutional resistance level again to continue this bearish move. So for me, how I usually determine when a trend is about to reverse, I use two things. It's either I use chart patterns or institutional support and resistance level. Institutional support and resistance level is simply an area where institutions are either looking to sell or buy from. All right, so institutional area is an area where the price always tends to reverse from. All right, as you can see from the chart. All right, you see this is an institutional area where the price was rejected. All right, my price was rejected here multiple times, then the price came back to respect it this at the third time to continue this bull run. All right, the same thing here. All right, you see the price reacts at this level, it reacts at this institutional support level. Same thing here, it reacts at this institutional support level. But see what happened here. The price break out of this institutional support level. All right, break out of it, came back to test it to continue this bullish move. So these are I usually determine when the trend is about to reverse. Either I use chart patterns or I use this institutional support and resistance level. All right, so the other thing I also use to determine when a trend is about to reverse is Fibonacci retracement. I use chart patterns, institutional support or resistance level, or Fibonacci retracement. Okay, these three things. So for example, from this swing low to this swing high, you can clearly see that, right? This was the first impulse move. Then there was a correction at the 100% retracement level into the 50 Feb retracement zone before this trend continued this move. And when using this Fibonacci retracement, the first impulse move always tends to make equal distance with the second impulse move. All right, the first impulse move always tends to make equal distance with the second impulse move. What do I mean by that? Now you can see this is the first impulse move at this resistance. All right, this is the first impulse move. So this move, this is the second impulse move, right? That is the second impulse move. So this first impulse move always tends to make, let me close this guy. This first impulse move always tends to make equal distance with this second impulse move. All right, so you can see why I'm saying US oil is going to drop towards $50 below. All right, so this is the next level for US oil, this institutional level. This might take time, all right, this might take, but this year 2026, before the year end, before we get to 2027, US oil might drop towards this level of 40 to 50, of 40 to $35. All right, so I'm still going to show you JP Morgan outlook for the year for commodity markets. All right, so that we compare our analysis with their analysis to see if what we are predicting is the same thing with what JP Morgan or Goldman Sachs are predicting. So we will compare our analysis with their own, okay, at the end of this video. All right, so that's why I'm currently on the set trade on US oil since 2025, while we were selling US oil at $81. All right, our entry was at $81. Remember last year. All right, so if we go to weekly time frame, let's go to weekly time frame and get the trend correctly. All right, so at the weekly time frame there is also a reversal pattern that was formed. All right, see this head and shoulder pattern. All right, see multiple shoulder here. This is the left shoulder. All right, double right shoulder, then a head. Okay, that is a head and shoulder pattern on weekly time frame. I think my entry inside of my entry in 2024 was at the third touch of this trend line. So you see this trend form head and shoulder pattern, the third touch of a trend line. So you can see how the market has always been respecting this trend line, right? There were multiple touches on this trend line, multiple touches. All right, market respected it, same thing, respected it. All right, so I think my first entry was at $81, was inside here, while my stops on the lower time frame. That was my first entry on this US oil. My stops were right there. Then my first play profits, I think on lower time frame, was at $60. All right, so we are aiming for overall targets at this institutional level. So this analysis I'm giving are future analysis. They might take times, they might take weeks, they might take months to happen. All right, every strategy that I teach you on this YouTube channel, they are swing trading strategy. All right, it will take time, it will take patience for this strategy to play out. All right, so you want to be patient, you want to be consistent, and in order for this strategy to play that, okay. So currently, let's go to lower time frame. Though I'm still on this trade, but all stops has been moved to break even. This signal was dropped in my private community. All right, I do drop signal on my public community. Use the link at this description of the video to be part of my public or private community. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and drop a comment. I also share this video for YouTube to recommend the video to others. All right, so I'm currently on this trade still. All my stops has been moved to break even. If I want to find another entry again now, it will be at a breakout of this daily support level. Okay, if we break out of this daily support level, this daily strong with you, bro. This daily support level, I'll be looking for another entry. All right, but right now all stops has been moved to break even. All right, that's how I trade. Once my first take profit is triggered, my stops will be moved to break even while I stack in more position. All right, I've already stacked in more position on this US oil to take our second profit at 55.3 or $55. All right, but before we look at Bitcoin or New Zealand dollars, let's look at JP Morgan projection for the year 2026 on US oil. All right, let's compare their analysis with what our analysis is saying, whether our analysis correspond with their projection for the year 2026. All right, JP Morgan is an investment bank. They usually give all this data every year on both the currency market, both the commodity market. All right, so you can go to their website and get those data to to compare your analysis if what you are saying correspond what this investment bank are saying. All right. So as for the US oil, so here is the forecast for JP Morgan. JP Morgan oil price forecast. So JP Morgan, they expect the US oil to reach $66 per barrel in 2025, which actually happened in 2025. US oil dropped towards $66, as we also analyzed last year on our on our channel. All right. Then in 2025, their projection for the US, in 2026, their projection for the US oil is $58 per barrel in 2026. So you can see our analysis correspond with what they are saying. Our analysis said the US oil is going to drop towards below $50. The same thing with what JP Morgan is saying, $58 per barrel in 2026. So JP Morgan expects the US oil to reach $66 per barrel in 2025 and $58 per barrel in 2026. So you can go through their website and read all those and read the key takeaway on this commodity, on this US oil. What is the US oil price forecast for 2025 and 2026? In April, JP Morgan Research lowered its Brent price forecast to $66 per barrel for 2025 and $58 per barrel in 2026. For 2026, a projection it maintains despite recent trade development. You hear that? A projection it maintained despite the recent policy, the recent development. All right, so our analysis correspond with what this investment bank is saying. All right, so you can read that on their website. Just go to jpmorgan.com and get all the data, both for the currency market, both for the commodity market, global economy. They usually give all this data yearly. All right, so our analysis correspond with JP Morgan analysis. Now let's go back to Bitcoin and check how the trade play out. Although Bitcoin stopped me out in my previous analysis, I was trying to look for an entry here at this supply area. If you guys can still read, my entry was, I think my entry was somewhere here from Bitcoin, and this supply area. I was aiming to take out first profit target at this level. So Bitcoin stopped me out. All right, so I was able to jump in again at this supply area. I'm currently on this trade. I've also moved my stops to break even. I dropped this trade on my VIP Telegram community. All right, you want to be part of my private community so that you can enjoy my free signal consistently. All right, but I do drop free signal on my public community, but it's not consistent. But if you want to have access to my trading signal, be part of my private group, use the link at the description of this video to be part of my private group and my public community. And if you are just watching this video for the first time, don't forget to subscribe, like and share this video, guys. Let's hit a 1,000 subscriber this 2026. All right, so the US for the Bitcoin trade, I'm currently selling. My stops has been moved to break even. My first take profit is 84,700. That is like a 2 to 3 risk reward ratio. Second profit target is at this level. That is like a 3 to 1 risk reward ratio. Then overall profit target is at 76,000. The round-up number of 76,000. That's like 5 to 1 risk reward ratio. All right, so I'm currently on this trade. I move my stops to break even. But let's go to daily time frame. Let me also show you why I was also selling. All right, guys, you can go watch my previous analysis so you get today understanding. All right, so you get for education purpose, you can go watch that previous analysis so you understand today analysis, so you don't get confused why. So the reason why I was also selling was because of this Fibonacci retracement. All right, this Fibonacci retracement. Okay, this is a break retest on the 50 Feb retracement, right? On the 50 Feb retracement. All right, so I jump in here on lower time frame, on 4 hours time frame. So the other thing I also look at for, you see, this is a breakout of a trend line, break retest, so a continuation. All right, so that's why I am selling this BTC currently. I'm selling this BTC currently. So the other trade we discussed about last week was NZUSD. I was not able to jump in on this trade because the signal that I was looking for to find an entry at the retest of this trend line was not there. All right, no, this is a breakout, a retest, this is a continuation. Okay, but I did not find that entry. You know, you don't just sell at as your area of supply or your area of demand. Okay, there are entry and exit signal that I always look for before I get in on that trade. So I could not find it on these New Zealand dollars. But if I want to also look for an entry again, it's going to be at a breakout of this neckline. Going to be at a breakout of this neckline. All right. So you see this reversal pattern, head and shoulder pattern, left shoulder, the right shoulder, so a head that is formed on this 4 hours time frame. So since I missed out my first entry, I could not find entry here. So I'm going to wait to see if the market can break out of this neckline. If the market break out of this neckline, then that means the NZUSD is going to drop. It's going to drop about 200 pips. All right, it's going to drop about 200 pips. But let's see how this candlestick close. Let's see how this candlestick close. If I see if this is a bullish, bearish engulfing candlestick, I'm going to be selling. Just put my stops above here. That's like 66 pips to make. Put my first take profit here to make 58 pips on this trade. So I'll just be risking like I'll be risking 1% to make 1%. All right. That's 66 pips to make 58 pips. Well, my second take profit will be here. But I would like to take out some profit here because we might see some correction at this level, right? See resistance before. This is resistance before. Resistance, sorry, so we might see a support here. We might see something like this happen, a break, retest, a continuation. Alright, but I'll take out profit here if I see a bearish, a clear 4 hours bearish engulfing candlestick close. If I see a 4 hours bearish engulfing candlestick close, I'm going to be selling. Just put my stops above here. Alright, I'll aim at to take first profit target at 0.68, 0.6888. Okay, that is how we jump on this trade. Alright, because this is I've already break this trade down, guys. You can go check out my previous analysis. I've already break this trade down, top down. I've already did a top down analysis on this. Okay, so you can go check out this previous analysis, my previous analysis on episode 32. Alright, episode 32. I'm just showing you how the trade went, how all this trade went as I call it live on this YouTube channel. Okay, so yeah, guys, that is it for the NZUSD. Alright, that is it for the NZUSD. If I see a 4 hours engulfing candlestick close here, I will be going short. Okay, I'll be going short. No, this supply area here, the market made some correction at this supply area here. Okay, so I could not jump in at this supply area because the signal that I was looking for, I could not see it. So that's why I didn't go in. That's why I went in on this trade. But you don't really have to trade every currency pair that I drop. Alright, just one currency pair or two currency pairs is enough for you to make your return for the month. Okay, so as the trade keep going in your favor, you stack in more position. The trade that I am in currently is US oil and BTC. But for the US oil, I've already stacked more position on that trade and secure my profit. My first profit target has been triggered, so I've stacked in more position while I move my stops to break even. And so that's how you do it. You don't really have to trade too many currency pair. Just one currency pair that you are sure of, it can make you your return for the month. Okay, so that is it for the New Zealand dollars. But if this candlestick close, is not bearish engulfing candlestick, I'm not going to be going short. I will just wait for the market to come take out this level before I will start looking for another entry. Alright, so I will keep you guys updated consistently too on this trade. Alright, don't forget to like, subscribe, Share this video, guys. Share this video. Subscribe, guys. Let's hit a 1,000 subscribers on this YouTube channel. So that is it. That is how the trade is going right now, and I will keep you guys updated consistently on this YouTube channel.